What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. OmahaSteaks.com/juice. That's the URL. You're going to go there to order Omaha Steaks. The subscription gets you free burgers for life, 10% off your first order with a 100% money back guarantee. OmahaSteaks.com/juice. All right, a 1-2 night last night. Both losses were kind of bad breaks in a way. I mean, Pepperdine had a shot late. They came back, lost the game, unfortunately, did not cover against San Diego, didn't beat San Diego, and then Belmont fell apart down the stretch against Northern Iowa. Unfortunately, if you got those wrong, Indiana State comes in, and they get a W for us. Now, here's what I'm doing. I didn't do player props yesterday, okay? So I've got 4 player props. I've got 2 college basketball bets, and I have a parlay involving a hockey bet and a UFC bet, okay? Now, I want to bet Indiana State, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I want to watch line movement a little bit. I want to see what happens, see if we can get a better price. I may bet it in-game, or I may do a money line parlay of Drake and Indiana State to see what that looks like. I think both those teams win. I think that's your final. That's been your destination final here. In the 2 best teams in the Missouri Valley Conference, I think we'll play on Sunday in St. Louis for a chance to go to the dance, okay? 1 versus 2. There's no line for Drake. And so I don't really know what's going on with that, but Bradley won. They won really easily. We should have bet that. That was predictable. Kind of the 2 things. The Missouri State line, Missouri State did cover that 5.5, 6-point number in the first half against Indiana State. That should have been an official play, and Bradley should have been an official play as well. But they're laying 12. They killed Illinois Chicago. But just, unfortunately, just not picking the right games right now. And so we've been leaking oil. Need to have a big Saturday. So here's what I've got. 4 NBA player props, 2 college basketball bets, and a parlay. And I may come back with something on the Valley tournament this morning, okay? So check the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, okay? I'm just going to read you the 4 NBA player props. I'm not going to give you a full breakdown as to why I'm betting them, because this podcast is going to get long, and I don't want to break down every play, and you guys, frankly, don't really care anyway. So here are the player props that I am betting. You bet these to win a quarter unit, okay? Bet the juice to win a quarter unit, not the quarter unit just to win. Bet it to win a quarter unit, not just flat wager it. Bet the juice, okay? I'm taking Bradley Beal under 18.5 points against the Boston Celtics for the Phoenix Suns. Grant Williams over 1.5 made threes at plus 135 for Charlotte. Kristaps Porzingis under 7.5 rebounds for Boston against Phoenix at minus 130. And Zach Collins under 7.5 rebounds for San Antonio at minus 115. All right? Those are the 4 player props. If you need more explanation, you can ask me in the Discord channel later today, but it's really late. I'm absolutely exhausted, and this podcast is going to run relatively long. And like I said, you guys mostly don't care anyway. So 4 player props, bet to win a quarter unit. Bradley Beal under 18.5 points. Grant Williams over 1.5 made threes at plus 135. Porzingis and Zach Collins both under 7.5 rebounds, minus 130 and minus 115 respectively. Okay? That's not all. The Creighton Blue Jays are on the road at Villanova. The numbers are not pretty for the Creighton Blue Jays up against Nova. Now, Nova's won 5 of their last 7. They're 17-13, 10-9 in the Big East, and squarely on the bubble. They need a win. Jays are favored. Villanova's plus 1.5. Wow. Nova's 10-4 at home, 6-3 in the Big East, and 3-1 instead of Wells Fargo Center. Tough place to play, man. Nova all time is 11-2 in Pennsylvania against the Creighton Blue Jays. Greg McDermott is 8-15 straight up all time against Nova. He's 2-2 against Kyle Neptune, but the Jays won the game this year in Omaha by 2 points. I mean, they just barely scraped out a W against Villanova. And frankly, the Jays are the 2 or the 3 seed in the Valley tournament. Sorry, Valley. I'm still thinking they're in the Valley. Sorry, Valley on the brain. Big East tournament. Look, I can't with a straight face jump up and down here and think the Creighton Blue Jays are going to walk into Villanova and win this game. I mean, the Jays on the road this year, they are 8-6 ATS. Yes. But 9-5 Villanova, 11-8 in the Big East Conference Villanova, 9-5 at home ATS, 7-3 over their last 10 games. I mean, yes, they got pounded by UConn on the road, but they lost to Seton Hall in their last game. That was bad, but this is, my whole trend, right? You lose a game on the road, you come back home, you're a dog at home, tend to win the game outright. Yes, I know the Creighton Blue Jays, my team, if you will. Marquette beat them by 14. Seton Hall beat them by 21 at home. Last road game to the East Coast against St. John's, they laid 2.5. They lost by 14. Yes, they beat Xavier, but when they went to Providence, they lost by 4. The Jays are not doing great on the East Coast, all right? Providence, loss. St. John's, loss. Here they are with Villanova. Huge game for Nova. They have to have it. Jays don't have the similar thing. And look, I'm going to be on the under 137 personally on this game as well, okay? I'm going to take Nova plus 1.5. If you want extra, take the under 137. Dog in the under in this game. Why? Man, Nova is a straight under machine. Jays are too, for that matter, but Nova's 8-2 to the under over their last 5 games. 6 straight games have gone under. The Jays are 4-10 or 10-4 to the under on the road this season. Last 2 games have gone over for them, but St. John's went under. Butler on the road went under. Xavier on the road went under. Providence on the road went over, way over by 36.5 points. But if you want extra on this game, I will have a bet personally on this, on the under. I hate betting college totals right now. It's a very difficult thing to do because the games can be very close and 1 or 2 buckets either way can burn you. I'd rather not be staring at the total going, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I do think the under is a good bet. Jays are 7-3 to the over their last 10, but those 3 games that they did not go over, they were on the road. So I have a personal play. So if you want extra, under 137, but official play, Villanova plus 1.5 for 1.1 units. Second play, let's go to Kentucky at Tennessee. The number is 8. The total is 166. Let's talk about the line for a second at plus 8. Kentucky's 9-3 on the road ATS, 5-5 over their last 10. Tennessee has covered 4 straight. They're 4-1 ATS over their last 4 games. They're 8-2 ATS over their last 10. They're 10-4-1 ATS at home. Unlike the Creighton game, I'm going to flip this, okay? I'll have a personal play on Kentucky plus 8, but I'm going to bet the over. Why? Well, Kentucky's been an over machine. Last 4 games over for Kentucky. 4-1 in their last 5, 7-3 over their last 10, and they're 7-5 on the road this year. Now, Tennessee's the opposite. Last 2 have gone under, 1-4 in the last 5, 5-5 over the last 10, 7-8 to the, or 8-7 to the under over their last, at home this year for Tennessee, which is where they're at. They went under. Auburn at home. On the road, South Carolina, Alabama, both went way under. At home against Auburn, way over. Last home game, 24.5, way over. Against Texas A&M at home, under by 11 points. Missouri on the road, under. Vandy at home went under. Then over to Arkansas, over against A&M, over against LSU by 3.5 points. They're kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. But against Alabama, 91-71, over by 3 points. First game against Kentucky, that game was on the road, 158.5. This totals 166. Game went over by 36.5 points. Unofficially, I'm taking the Kentucky Wildcats, but I'm concerned. 9-3 versus 10-4-1. Tennessee might cover this, okay? They might blow out. They blew out Alabama, okay? I'm a little concerned about Tennessee, just how good Tennessee is. You know I like Tennessee a lot. Now, if you guys find a price that you like for Tennessee to win the national championship, bet it, okay? They're 10-1 right now. If they lose, which I think they hope that they do, we want them to lose this game. If they lose this game, we get a better number on Tennessee. But I've talked to the people, and they think that even if the Vols win, that 10-1, the win's baked into that number. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Tennessee yet, but I really do like Tennessee a lot. I think there's a chance they could make a run here. They're the fourth option at FanDuel. Haven't bet it. I will try to figure out what to do officially, but if they lose this game, I want 15-1, okay? That's the number I want, okay? If we're going to bet it, I want 15-1 for Tennessee. We're not there yet. We may never see it again, but that's the number I'm looking for. If somebody finds a 15-1 on Tennessee, tell me. We'll buy it officially. Unofficial, we're going to take Kentucky +8. Official, over 166 for 1.1 units, all right? So we are going officially Nova +1.5 and over 166 for Kentucky. Unofficial is under 137 for Creighton and Nova and +8 for Kentucky if you want some extra action. Now, what's the parlay? So, two-legger. The first, we're going to ride the trend for the Dallas Stars, who hit again last night, over 1.5 goals in the second period. I believe that's 20 of 21 games now for the Dallas Stars. So we're going to jump in on Dallas over 1.5. Okay, over 1.5 goals in the second period. And we're going to take Matisse Gamrot up against Rafael Dos Anjos on the money line. That's -425. That right there is a -106 parlay. Okay, now I've kind of thought about what to do with this exactly. Like, how do I want to play? How do I want to bet it? But I'm just going to bet it. It gives us a chance to watch some hockey. It gives us a chance to watch something with the UFC card for $2.99. I think Gamrot's going to destroy Rafael Dos Anjos. I mean, Gamrot's an absolute beast, and Dos Anjos is at the end of his career. It's money line, so if it goes to the cards, that's fine. Gamrot -425. We're going to go with over 1.5 goals for Dallas and the LA Kings. That's -175 for 2 goals. It's a -106 parlay. We're going to lay it. 1 unit, 1.06 units down on Gamrot and over 1.5 goals for Dallas and the LA Kings in hockey. And like I said, I may have something else with the Valley Tournament. We may add on to this. I don't know really what I'm going to do exactly with it, but I may be adding in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. All right. Here are the plays for a big Saturday for us. 4 NBA player props. Bradley Beal under 18.5 points. Grant Williams over 1.5 made threes, +135. Kristaps Porzingis under 7.5 rebounds, -130. Zach Collins under 7.5 rebounds at -115. Okay, those 4 bets. Nova +1.5. Kentucky, Tennessee over 166. And the parlay of Gamrot and the over 1.5 goals with Dallas and the Kings. DraftKings lets you do it, by the way, in case you're curious what book lets you do that. DraftKings will let you parlay that together. It's a -106 parlay for 1.06 units on that. All right. Maybe more in the Discord channel. I'll put it in there, bettingpros.com/chat if I like anything with the Valley Tournament. Once we get the numbers, most likely Indiana State Drake, moneyline parlay, but we'll see what the numbers are going to be for that. So, my name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.